All right, everyone needs to calm down because Bill 60 just dropped. Landlords thinks it's Christmas and tenants are freaking out. But here's what we know about Bill 60, and I'm gonna break it down in human terms. So, Bill 60, what it's meant to do is to speed up things and the backlog that's happening in the landlord and tenant board. And how it's going to do that, we're going to break down in this session. So the key 6 changes that happened in the Bill 60 that relates to the LTB, we're gonna discuss right now. Number 1, faster eviction for non-payment of rent. Previously, when you would give an N4 notice, you would give 14-day grace period to tenants to pay their rents. Now that's been reduced to only 7 days. And that has streamlined a lot of things for landlord and tenant board. First things first, it makes the process go faster for landlords because landlords have obligation to pay their mortgages, insurance, property taxes, and if they own a condo, they have to pay their maintenance fees on time. And the 14-day grace period caused a lot of difficulties for a lot of landlords. So with this new change, landlords can submit their form sooner in order to get paid or evict a tenant. Number 2, previously when tenants would go to the hearing for non-payment issues, they could bring up other issues. For example, if their fridge didn't work from a year ago, they could have brought it up, or if the heating and cooling systems weren't working properly, they could have brought that up. But however, right now, if they want to bring any other issues up, they must pay half of the rent in arrears in order to bring up any other issues and deal with them in the hearing. So that will create some sort of an incentives for the landlords to make sure these applications are filled on time and be able to get paid while dealing with other issues that the tenant is bringing up. Number 3, evicting tenants for personal use with no compensation. So previously, when you wanted to evict a tenant, you would have to give minimum 60 days notice and 1 month rent in order to evict a tenant. Now this has been changed. So at any point when a tenant is being evicted, for the landlord to use the property for their personal use or their immediate family, now they only need to give 120 days notice. And in that case, they don't have to pay any compensation to the tenant. So that is one of the biggest changes that has come from the Bill 60 that just came into effect. Number 4, now appeals must be filed within 15 days. So if any side wants to appeal a decision, they should do it within the 15-day time period, which previously it was 30 days. So this is for the benefit of both sides in order not to procrastinate and make sure the process is going faster and the decisions are made quicker. So number 5, persistent late payment. This is one of the issues that us as agents have been dealing with for a few years, especially since beginning of COVID, because a lot of people lost their jobs and had difficulty paying their rent on time. And there was no way of really evicting someone for paying their rent late, unless you would fill up an application, go to the hearing, and the judge would determine if this was a case to evict the tenant. However, in the new bill, there is a definite number that a tenant can be late on their payment and get evicted. However, the number of times that a tenant can be late hasn't been defined yet. I'm guessing in the coming months, that number will come to light and we'll know what the exact number would be. And the last part of this Bill 60 is the new LTB forms that must be used in any cases. So if you're filling up any of these forms, you must make sure that you're using the proper form. And to get help on that, I would highly suggest hiring a paralegal so that you're not filling it out incorrectly or doing it wrong to begin with, because that will hinder the process altogether. So the whole purpose of the Bill 60 is to make things run smoother, quicker, and less chaotic. And in order to speed things up, the province has increased the number of people dealing with the issues at LTB. So hopefully the backlog will go down and anything that gets to the hearing will be processed much sooner for the benefit of both the tenant and the landlord. But what I want to know is to hear from you guys to let me know if you think the Bill 60 will help with the prices in the rental market, or will it make it any worse? Let us know.